Namaskaram to all viewers of Jyotirmarg. Dear viewers, in the last chapter, we discussed how Bhim saved the people and city of Ekachakra from a cruel cannibal Rakshasa. Now let's continue. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudirayed harihi Om. While the Pandavas were living in Ekachakra, one day Brahmin came and stayed with them in the same house. He was a traveler who had visited many kings and kingdoms, holy shrines and holy rivers, and villages and cities. While talking to them about important and interesting tales and incidents related to all those places, he told them how the Panchala king Drupada obtained a son and a daughter from the sacrificial fire. Thereupon, the Pandavas requested the Brahmin to describe everything about it in detail. The Brahmin started from the birth of Drona as the son of the great Rishi Bharadwaja. Then he told them about the Gurukul days of Drona and Panchala prince Drupada when they learned together under Rishi Agnivesha. Later, Drona became the seat and abode of Dhanurveda by inheriting all weapons and weaponry from Lord Sri Bhargavarama himself. Thereafter, Drona got married to Krubi, who was the twin sister of Krupacharya, who lived in Hastinapur and taught the Pandava and Kaurava princes in their childhood. Even though Dronacharya was the greatest guru of all times, he was living in extreme poverty along with his wife Krubi and son Ashwatthama. Then one day, Drona went to meet King Drupada, who was his childhood friend, with the hope of finding a solution to his poverty. But Drupada insulted him and sent him back saying that a king will have friendship with other kings only and not with commoners like him. Drona then went to Hastinapur, where he was welcomed with great respect by Bhishma, who immediately provided Guru Drona and his family with facilities and luxuries equal to the Kuru royalty and assigned him to teach Dhanurveda to the Kuru princes. After their learning under him was over, as Guru Dakshina, Drona asked those princes to conquer the Panchala kingdom and to bring King Drupada to him as a captive. Initially, the Kaurava army under the leadership of Duryodhan and Karna was defeated and driven back by Drupada. Thereafter, the Pandava prince Arjun along with his brother Bhim won over the Panchalas and brought King Drupada with hands tied and placed him in front of Guru Drona. Now, Drona offered half of his kingdom back to Drupada and said the other half will belong to himself. Thus, being equals, he asked Drupada if they can be friends now. Drupada had no choice, so he accepted Drona's terms and returned to his kingdom, which was now limited to the area on the southern side of river Bhagirathi. But the feelings of insult and humiliation never left him even for a second. As he knew that Drona was invincible, that king started wandering around looking for someone who will be able to help him to obtain a son. A son who will have the strength and caliber to defeat Drona in order to take revenge for his own humiliation. Drupada travelled through the banks of the Ganga and the Yamuna rivers, searching for the one who will help him to fulfill his requirement. Then he saw a sacred place which was inhabited by Brahmins who had attained the heights of spiritual power with utmost proficiency in all the Vedas. And there, the king came across two Snataka Brahmin brothers who were highly learned and accomplished. The king thought that these brothers by name Yaja and Ubayaja will be able to fulfill his requirement. At first, he approached the younger brother Ubayaja and made him happy with gifts and presents. Then the king requested that Brahmin to help him obtain a son who will be able to defeat and destroy Drona. The king also offered to give him several thousands of cows also. But Ubayaja told Drupada that he will not do it. Still, the king continued to stay with him and served him in all possible ways. Then after a year, Ubayaja told the king that he may check with his elder brother Yaja who may be able to help him. Accordingly, King Drupada met Yaja and told him like this, O great Rishi, I shall gladly give you a present of 80,000 cows for receiving your blessings, with which I shall get uplifted from my great disgrace and sorrow. Please release me from my grief, which is caused by my enmity with Guru Drona. I am dying every second of my life because of the insult and humiliation which I have suffered at his hands. He is so powerful compared to me, because of which there is nothing that I can do to get even with him. The spiritual power of the learned Brahmin is far superior to the physical might of the Kshatriya. But your knowledge and spirituality is much more greater and powerful than that of Drona. That ultimate weapon, Brahmastra, is also there at his command. Nobody on this earth will be able to withstand that weapon. But your divine powers can create someone who is more powerful than Drona. You can redefine fate and destiny and bless me with that son who will be able to do that what I am unable to do. Drona's end should come by the hands of the son who will be born to me by virtue of your divinity. Another 10,000 more cows I am offering you, but please do not ignore me and my request. Yaja thought about it and felt that the king's request was legitimate. So he agreed to fulfill the king's desire. Accordingly, Yaja explained the requirements for the sacrifice and called his younger brother Ubayaja also for assistance. When Drupada was ready with all the materials and preparations, Yaja lit the divine sacrificial fire of that great Agni Havan on an auspicious day and at an auspicious time. Yaja chanted mantras and did Ahudi in perfect synchrony. After doing the Avahan in all its perfection, he asked the queen to come closer, as she is now going to be the mother of twins, a son and a daughter. The queen said, "O Yaja, please give me some time. I need to cleanse myself once again, as I still have the taste of saffron in my mouth and my body has got the smell of the perfume." Yaja replied to the queen like this: "This havyam, or material for pouring into the sacrificial fire, is prepared by me while Ubayaja was chanting the mantra. O lady, you may come or not come, it wouldn't make any difference." Saying like that, Yaja poured that clarified material reinforced with the chanting of mantra by Yaja and Ubayaja in perfect synchrony into that sacrificial fire. Thereupon from the flames of that fire emerged a youth who looked like a celestial of unbearable radiance. He was wearing a crown and a kavach, meaning armor. He was also equipped with bow and arrows and a sharp and shining sword. Roaring like the sound of thunder, he mounted a chariot and took few rounds in it at an astounding speed. Then was heard clear and loud from the skies like this: "This prince has taken birth for the destruction of Drona. He will bring name and fame to the Panchalas, and he will remove fear and grief and fulfill his father's desires." And then arose from the middle of the sacrificial platform a daughter by name Panchali. Her beauty and fragrance were without parallels. It is said that there has never been and there will never be someone who is more beautiful than her. Her complexion was dark. She had large and black eyes like the well-shaped petals of the lotus flower. She had curly and dark blue-black colored long tresses of hair. Her nails were well curved and copper colored. The charm and grace of her face was rare even among the celestials. Again, that voice from the skies was heard like this: "This dark-skinned girl will be the first among all women in beauty, charm, grace and fragrance. She will be the cause of destruction of the Kauravas. She will fulfill her divine mission for which she has taken birth." Thereafter, the queen approached Yaja and requested that these two children should always consider her only as their mother, to which Yaja agreed and said it will be like that only. Then Yaja named the son of Drupada as Dhrishtadyumna and the dark-skinned daughter as Krishna. This is how a son and daughter were born to the Panchala king Drupada. Having heard about their birth, Guru Drona thought that God and destiny are unstoppable. So he brought Dhrishtadyumna to his abode and taught him Dhanurveda. This was also intended for equalizing his karma of taking half the kingdom from Drupada. Dear viewers, With this, we come to the end of this rendering of Rishi Vedavyasa's timeless epic Mahabharata. Harihi Om.